Let's take a look at the euro yen for the upcoming September the 8th session. As you can see on the daily chart, it's had a little bit more smoother action than what we've seen, of course, on the dollar Swiss and even on the euro. And we've moved away from the dollar yen today because the dollar yen is really kind of in a really tight consolidation all the way down, even onto the lower time frames. And so since we had that same scenario on our analysis on the dollar Swiss, we thought we'd pull in another pair. So let's go on down to the 4-hour chart here on the euro yen. And it's pretty interesting. I think the setup is here. The MACD is right near the waterline. A lot of things suggesting that there's some bearishness coming in. And if we get a clean trend line break here of this trend line, there's a strong possibility we could again move back down to these levels. So let's go ahead, or back down to these lows. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have just said these levels, but back down to these lows, or maybe even this support trend line or support horizontal line that we have in here. So let's go on down to the 30-minute chart, or I'm sorry, the 1 hour. And on this 1 hour chart, what we want to track right now, here's some of the lines that we were looking at last week. A couple of the trades got blown out completely. A couple of the trades played out nicely. And that has to do with the probability of the market. Again, the analysis that we do is quite a bit in the future, but hopefully the overall information does help you. And several of the trades do work out. So please do pay attention to the areas of support and resistance. Now, we've gotten a lot of emails that say, why don't you give exact numbers? And the reason for that is because price closes at different numbers on, the 15-minute, the half hour, and the 1 hour. And we're more concerned about where price closes, how the candle looks below a certain support resistant threshold than the exact price. So if you stay tuned and you watch out throughout the rest of this week, we will be presenting some videos to you on how and where to place stops, which will help you. Since we're helping you show you where to enter, we figured it's also important to show you where to place stops. So we will be teaching that to you over the next week. So that said, as we get down to this euro yen 1 hour chart, you can see that we have a pretty good little trend line here for a 1 hour chart. We have a nice swing low here, a nice swing low. And we have two moving averages right on top of each other. We use the 200 and the 40 exponential moving average, and it's the 240 in this case of the 1 hour chart on this 1 hour chart. And the MACD is getting closer to the waterline. Now, what we want to watch for is a break or a close below this trend line on the 30-minute. And part of the reason is the moving averages are very close. The MACD is very close to the waterline. This is a huge point of decision making for this pair. And as we get down to the 30-minute, you can see there, we've talked about it before, MACD's, the trend is neutral. The trend being neutral is significant because if we break this trend line here, odds are we're going to be going down. So we're looking for a close below this trend line that we've drawn on here on a 30-minute chart. Okay, close below that, and we'd be looking to sell. We'd be looking to target to take some money off the table down near these lows. Maybe even you might want to take 25% of your trade off around this 200 exponential moving average just because it could play around there a bit. Maybe another 25% off at this level and see if we're going to break on down further. So on the 30-minute chart, what we're going to watch for is 2 points, one buy, one sell, a sell below this trend line here on a 30-minute if it begins to break down. Now, the other buying opportunity we would be looking for is a close above this level on a 30-minute chart. Remember, it's a close above this high. A lot of people get caught in, they say, I got into a trade and, you were saying if price went above that level. You'll never hear me say if price went above that level. Went above it means it could spike up and go back down. Very important that you understand the concept that on a 30-minute chart, if the candle closes up above this high, then we would be looking for a long. Remember, the candle must close. That means you only have to look at this chart. It's a 30-minute chart every 30 minutes. When we recommend that only on a 60-minute candle close, that means you only have to look at the chart every 60 minutes. Gives you a lot of freedom. So the initial move through Asia, we're looking for price to come back down. That's looks like how things are setting up. So we're going to watch for that. We're going to see if price holds at this level. So the only time we're really looking for a buy right now is a 30-minute close above this high, a sell on a break below this trend line here, on a close below this trend line when it breaks and the 30-minute candle closes there, or the 30-minute candle closes below this level right here. Maybe a 1, 2, 3 top in here developing. So those are the three trades I should say we're looking for. One buy and two possible sells in the upcoming session. Again, for more updates as we're continuing to watch the session, you can follow us on Twitter at SethGregoryFX. That'll be a wrap for the Euro Yen for the upcoming September the 8th session.